part of the reason people are losing their minds right now is the internet sucks. It's not good. Your wins are barely wins and your L's are barely L's, meaning like the lives that everybody has created on the internet are deeply unfulfilling lives. And even remembering like simple things that you would do, you know, with friends or whatever, these things that are so important to do in life, people don't even do them anymore. People don't do them. Everybody's being manipulated by algorithms and they're all going insane. But life's actually kind of simple and it's not that complicated. And truly, one of the best things you can do when you're, I know everyone's like, nobody wants to drink anymore or do whatever. And I'm sober 15 years. I know that drinking can be fucked up. But one of the best things you can do as a young person is be drunk in the suburbs of this country with your friends. There's only a finite amount of time that you will get to live a silly life without responsibilities. And you should not totally get rid of that to become some political psycho or somebody who needs to make $1 billion in crypto tomorrow, or looks max where you're smashing the bones in your jaw with a hammer. And that's what people are doing. They're smashing, and they're already hot. These people are already hot, and they're smashing bones with a hammer to make their face shape. And this is a bad life. If you're smashing your bones with a hammer to make your face, and you're already hot. Some of these guys, I go, you're already hot. What are you doing? If that's what you're doing, or if it's all politics, or if you are trying to be so rich and that's consuming your life, and you're not laughing with your friends and you're not trying to meet someone, like these lives that people create, they suck. Truly, they're not good lives. You read about these people that are radicalized to one direction or the other. They're angry all the time, and they have all this purpose, and but none of it's to like have any fun. So everybody's trying to get rich and change the world, but no one's having any fun. I have a lot of fun. I do. I try, even though sometimes it's hard because my phone is tapped and there's people trying to kill me. And by the way, and I was texting Candace this morning, you know how insulting it's going to be when I find out how much they paid for me to get killed? Nothing. They're transferring, she thinks her, and I believe her, she found something that they transferred 1.5 million somebody. I don't know what's going on, but you know they're going to Venmo somebody $60 to hit me in the head? You know how insane that's going to be? They're going to Venmo $60 for somebody to just come up and hit me in the head. But I still try to have fun. You do small things that are fun. You don't need to solve the world's problems. The thing with having friends and going out in real life, one of the reasons you want to do it is so that you can meet people you don't want to be like. Your friends have uncles. But my friend had this uncle, we called him Drunkle. He was a great guy. He had a chubby wife. They would drink and beat each other up. And he hung out with us all the time. And he was drunk and he was angry and he smoked. And there's a lot of great things about him. But we said we don't want to be him. He lived in this basement apartment. Him and his wife would get hammered and fall down. And as fun as it was, we said to ourselves, this is a problem. But they were very fun people. They were good people, and they took us in and let us, drink and use drugs in their home. But they just, there was a really, really fat guy once in a limo, and we went to a strip club, and this really, really fat guy was like, when I get in that club, I'm going to fucking tear it up. And then he just slept. He fell asleep because when you're that big, His body's working so hard to just stay alive. He fell asleep in the strip club. I'm sorry, in the limo before we got to the strip club. And then we all went outside to the limo, and he woke up on the way back to my friend's house where they were dropping everyone off. He had just slept the whole time in the limo, and he had never made it into the strip club. And we said to ourselves, that's tough. He was a good guy, but he was so big that his body was working so hard to just stay alive that he couldn't get into the strip club. He fell asleep in the limo. And we were in there a couple hours. He just slept in the limo. It's just this really, really, really big guy sleeping in the limo. And it's important for you to see things like that as a kid to go, I don't know if I want that. I don't want that as a life. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but you go, I don't want that as a life. You know, like the drunk uncle would break up with the chick all the time. They'd have these screaming fights. She'd be banging on his door. They'd fight on the lawn. The neighbors would call the cops on him. And they were fun, but you would say, I can't live like that. Too much chaos. And that's why you need to go out. But I feel like that, I got to be honest, not to sound too dark, I just feel like that's not coming back. Like those real world experiences that are so important aren't coming back. Where, you know, everybody's formative experiences now are all digital. They're all online. So people are just, again, smashing the face with the hammer, the looks maxing, the Bitcoin. I need to have all the money in Bitcoin. Is what young people do. I need all the money now. I want to drop ship. I want to have a Lamborghini. I want to live in Dubai. It's like, dude, relax. Be 19. Calm down. I mean, there's plenty of time in life for you to get involved in some scam. It's like, you'll be around. Statistically, you'll be around to get in a scam at some point in your life that won't work out. You don't need to do it when you're 12. You don't need to be in a scam at 14 years old trying to drop ship and playing these games. Like, people are just chasing, and online puts it all out there. It's like, you know, like all these coaches are always coaching people as to how to like just make millions of dollars. And all these coaches do is drive around and have other people film them driving around in a Lamborghini. So, I mean, I don't even understand what the money is for at this point. And then all these young people are like, well, I got to make all this money so that someone can film me driving around in a Lamborghini. And then I don't understand. So what? I don't know. I mean, then you have a Lamborghini. Okay. Is that all anyone wants? Is to just live in Miami and have a Lamborghini? It's like a horrible life. This is people that don't know any. This is what you want when you're a 15-year-old. You want to have a Lamborghini and live in Miami. You think it's a good life. It's a terrible life. I know a lot of people that have. It's like a terrible life. They live in like some white apartment that looks like they're living in a club. They upload photos of themselves on the terrace of that apartment, which is, are they paying for it? Who knows? There's a film crew that's always filming them go from room to room to room. And then they get in the Lamborghini and they go out to clubs every night. I mean, it sounds fun if you're 14. When I was 14, it's an amazing life. Why would that ever get old? Hot chicks or hot dudes or whatever, and there's a beach and you're in Miami. It's not great. I don't know one happy person that lives in Miami that has a Lamborghini. Not one. Not one person in Miami that's genuinely happy that has a $300,000 car in Miami that's really happy. I mean, and again, it's not shitting on people that want to make money, but go do something you like. You got one life. You just want to make a bunch of money for what? To get some whore, some OnlyFans whore in Miami to ride around in a Lamborghini with you and do coke? Like, I understand that it seems great to be, doing lines of Adderall at 2 o'clock in the morning, wondering if some whore is stealing from your Miami apartment. I understand that seems amazing. Is this whore stealing my watch in a Miami high-rise? I know that's what people want. But there's more to life. There's more to life than that, like a lot more. Truly. You'll be happier doing other things. You'll be happier doing other things with your time than that. I know that's the goal. That seems to be the goal of like every person that exists on the internet under 25 years old. They all want to live in Miami. They all want to have a Lamborghini, and they all want to wonder if an OnlyFans whore is stealing their watch at 2 o'clock in the morning. Is she going through the drawers? What is she looking for? If that's the life you want to, and you want to go to the DJ, all these DJs. You go DJs playing, and I like these guys. I like John Summit. I like these people. Enough with the DJs and the crap. Enough. Enough with this Coachella and all this garbage. Enough with this shit. Enough. It's not a life. It's not a life. It is not a life to go to Coachella and dress up like an Indian and stand there in 98-degree weather, on like angel dust or whatever. I mean, they're not even doing angel dust. They'd be more interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I guess they're on shrooms. What about Molly? If they're on Molly, I mean, it's not a life. It's not a life to stand at a Stop with the concerts. It's another thing. Stop with the concerts. Enough with this crap. Stop with the concerts. Enough. It's not a life to go see live music. It's not a life with that, with these concerts. These drug addicts, they get out of jail. They put them right on stage, and you pay $120 to see some junkie with 15 children. Enough with the concerts. Stop. Stop with this. Every minute of the day, it's someone at a concert. No one has a dollar to their name. No one owns anything. Not to sound like Ben Shapiro, but he might be right about that. Nobody has a dollar, and everybody's watching Billie Eilish pretend to sing for 3 hours. Stop. Get a life. Get a job. Truly. Stop with this crap. You're going to see a DJ. Enough with this shit. The bottle service, the Vegas, and the fights. Stop with the fights. Stop with this UFC. You don't have the money for that. Go get your own ass kicked in the streets where you live, where the government doesn't enforce the crime. You go get jumped somewhere if you got a passion for that. Stop going to UFC. Cut it out. It's not a life. It's not a life going to UFC. It's not a life. Sitting in the thing, it's a UFC fight. It's not a life. It is not a life. Not a life. Stop this shit. I see all this crap online, and these people just go from a Miami apartment to the UFC to a concert to see some junkie criminal. And you know what I mean? What is this? What is this? It's a collection of meaningless shit. It's a collection of meaningless horseshit experiences that mean nothing. Yeah, I saw John Summit at the day, then we went to UFC, then we went here, then we went there. It's nothing. There's no through line. There's nothing. What are your photos going to be when you're old? A photo of you at a day party and fucking at the Wynn? What is this? It's not a life. It isn't. It's a collection of things that look like a life from the outside. I'm telling you, and this is what the internet does. It gives you the idea that these things are a life. Well, I have a life. I went to Coachella, and no, it's wrong. It's wrong. You think it's a life because it's a photo dump. You went to brunch at a pancake that's, some Asian talked about, and that's great. I like Asians, and I like what they're doing in the breakfast realm. But it's not the point. That's not the point. Oh, well, Tim, you have a pancake on your, hey. I'm in a game that I didn't create. What I'm saying is this. The things you're doing are not a life. These random things you're doing that you're only doing because other people you know are doing them. Other people you know are doing the things that you are doing. Find a little corner of the world, find a little store, find a lesbian who makes a little donut. That's all, you see her, you go there, and she'll be in early making a little donut, that little lesbian, and you go in there, and sure, she's feisty and not fun to talk to. You get a little donut, you get a cup of coffee, you walk your dog. Stop making this complicated. Find a little coffee shop where a lesbian makes a little donut, little fritter. But make it. I want to see them make it. I don't want it shipped in from somewhere. And I don't even like when they buy it. I want to see it being made by a lesbian. And then find an Italian restaurant called like Mama Giorgia, and go to that once a week and get a bowl of spaghetti and talk to Mama Giorgio about all the migrants. And then you find a Chinese restaurant, you find a bar where you can go and talk to the bartender. You find a nice little gym, you find a little job, you find someone to share it with, and that's it. That's it. You're not this. Where are you going? Stop. Where are you going? Can you imagine? We're landing in Vegas in 20 minutes. For what? For what? For what? For what? To see a DJ and have your friend fall off and die as he falls off a balcony or something. Just stay in your just find a nice little town. You can still find them, by the way. There's not a lot of them. There's very few of them. You find a nice little town where you can get involved with a few nice restaurants and a pub, and that's what you do. Do not overcomplicate your life. You do not need $1 billion in crypto. You don't need to be in Dubai because you're trying to not get kidnapped for your crypto. Be thankful for simplicity. This is really listen up here. Really listen up. Be thankful for the simple things in your life, reconnecting with people, or, having a good, productive first date or something, or working at Panera when you got out of rehab. Yeah, it's not the best job, but you just got out of rehab. You're lucky you're not dead. Be thankful for these things. Truly. Be thankful for this. Local is the answer. Global is not the answer. Well, what's the Ukraine? Shut up. Tell me about your deli. Tell me about the school you're going to send your kids to. Local is the answer. Be thankful for local. I'm telling you. I talk to so many people, and so many of them are insane. And their lives are so complicated. And some of that's their fault, and some of that's not their fault. Some of that's just the way it is and the way it goes. But some of the happiest people I know, there's such a simplicity to their life. They've learned that they don't need, like everyone, young people today, everything's got to be dialed up to, everything's got to be the craziest thing, the richest. I'm the richest person. Like, everyone wants it, and you're chasing nothing. You're going nowhere. It's meaningless. The things you want are meaningless. Develop some faith. Engage in a healthy way with religion. Engage in a healthy way with a passion. Truly, get a hobby. Get a partner. These are all important things. You don't need to be the richest person. You do not need to make all this money in crypto. You don't need to have, you don't need to have a crazy social media presence that makes people feel guilty or something. You don't need to. You can go have fun and not put it on Instagram. And I'm not saying don't go have fun or don't go have experiences, but cut it out with half of the shit you people are doing. Enough of this crap. Enough. All right, you know Chapel Roan. Enough with this. Who cares? Who cares? I know some guys are just posting photos with Chapel Roan. Oh, I know Chapel Roan. So what? Who cares? There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing cool about that. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene. How about that, you scumbag? Well, it's true. I hope she's well. She's left the Congress. I'm just saying that people need to dial it down, turn it down. I would go to these people that have all these dreams with the looks maxing, they're all smashing their jaws with a hammer. I go, this is what kind of woman you getting here? What kind of woman is requiring this of you? To smash your jaw with a hammer like this? All you need to do is be a person. Learn how to be a person. You're supposed to be in the suburbs of America. Save the suburbs. That's what it should be. It's a very, very simple thing. It doesn't need to be the craziest thing. You don't need to. You can go to Coachella once. You don't have to go every year. You don't have to go every year. You don't have to go every year. All right? It's crazy. Oh, you're at the Caliucci? What's this at the concert, the Caliucci concert? Hey. Enough with this. Go to the dentist. Be a dentist. Go be a dentist. When someone goes, oh, I'm going to the Caliucci concert, what are you doing? You go, I'm a dentist. I'm a dentist. You know? It's play a little bit of that, of the Caliucci concert, if we can. It's Kali, right? Caliucci. I have a friend who's on tour with him. I'm sure it's great. Can we play this? We're going to get... Play a little bit of it. All right. It's fine. It's good. It's good, but you don't need... Folks, you don't need to do this all the time. You don't need to do this all the time. This is all I see people doing. All I see people doing now is they just go to a concert. They just take drugs and go to a concert. Who cares? Go somewhere else. Stop this crap. Don't get mad at me. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger here. Maybe I'm wrong.